Hello everyone and welcome to another WoW video. Guys, today I want to talk to you about my very special challenge I'm going to be beginning actually the day of this video being posted and into the foreseeable future for my World of Warcraft content. So, I'm going to be beginning a 0 to hero, but with a little twist, okay? It's going to be the Coke Lime of 0 to heroes, okay? It's still Coke, but there's that little zest in there. There's that little twist on it. So that's my plan. Now, some of you are going to be wondering what a 0 to hero is. Maybe you haven't heard about it before. So a 0 to hero is where you take a fresh max level character and you have to gain as much IO on it as you possibly can, maybe in a given time frame, or maybe you have to reach like 3k IO or 2.5 or KSM, whatever the challenge may be. But then also you're not allowed to attach your character that you're playing to any of your mains. So you can't get sort of boosted through content via the fact that your main is high IO or anything like that. So you have to do it as if you're a completely fresh character and complete newbie, and no one's allowed to know. You're also not allowed to play with friends, family, or loved ones, okay? No assistance, no, like, gear boosting from anything. You can't get, like, boosted through raid or anything like that, so you have to do everything completely yourself. And it's a fun little way of sort of playing through the content on a fresh character without any handouts, without any, like, gimmicks, and you have to just grind through it yourself and learn the class and see how well you can perform. So it's a fun experience, fun time to get pugging and stuff, you know, as well. And with the new resilient key change, could be pretty interesting when you've timed everything at, say, at plus 12, your keys no longer deplete. So that could be fun, could be a cool aspect, cool thing to shoot for the challenge. So then you might be wondering, okay, Sai, that's cool and all, but how are you going to do this twist? What are you possibly going to do? Okay, so let me talk you through some of my plans. So, you already know what a 0 to hero is. So, my plan is to play through one spec at a time. So I'm going to play through every single class, but only one spec of each class, because otherwise I think we'll be here till 2030. So I'm going to choose, every class is going to be, is going to have the spec chosen. And I've thought long and hard about why I'm choosing each spec for each class. I'm then going to talk through, like, when I've completed my challenge, I'm going to talk through the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? Like, the utility that they have access to, whether I think it's strong or weak, or how it compares to some other specs that I play. Their defensives, how tanky I think they are, how strong I think they are at certain levels throughout the content. Their damage. How strong are they? What environments did I feel like they really shined and whatnot? And then how interesting it was, how fun it was. I know fun is subjective, but, you know, did it feel clunky or did it feel quite smooth to play? That kind of thing. And then I will compare spec to spec as I go. And then at the end of the challenge, like the very last day of the challenge, I will do the Mage Tower on the spec to see how it goes. I might try and see if I can make it artificially harder in some capacity. So that's what we'll be trying to do. So, my rules are, I'm not allowed to play with friends, I'm not allowed to link my Raider IO, no using my main's advantage in any way, shape, or form, no Warbound gear. That one I'm still unsure of, because I have so much Warbound gear available, and now would be like a great time to actually make use of it, so I am going to see how I feel about that one, and if the consensus is that people don't really care, then I'll do it, but if people don't, like, if people do care and they're like, no help, then I won't use any Warbound gear. I just think it would be a shame to not use any Warbound gear in a system where we finally have Warbound stuff. It would be a bit of a shame, but no look at, so this is my twist. This is the big one, okay? No looking at guides for anything. So I can't go on Murloc IO and find out what the best stats are, what the best talent builds are, what my rotation is. No crafting help, no enchant help. None of it. I'm going to have to try and decipher how to play the spec. And the goal during the course of this challenge is to see how close to the meta build I can get with no help. And I think that's going to be the most exciting bit, is actually learning the spec on my own. No simulations either, so no simming things, so I can get the mathematical best thing. No simming, and most importantly, no backseating from chat, so I can't have chat just telling me everything and what to do. And then I'm going to push my own key. So I'm going to exclusively run my own key, and that's the plan. Then I'll review after probably not 2 weeks, probably something like 3 or 4 weeks, and I'll see how close I was. Then I'll go through and I'll do a stream where I'm like looking at like the meta build and how close was I to it, and did I get anything correct, and if so, how close was I? So then my plan starting the challenge is I'm going to play every single dot class. I'm going to do sub-challenges, so I'm going to do every single dot class. And so my plan is to play Unholy, Assassination, Affliction, Shadow Priest. I already play Feral Druid at a high level, so I don't need to, like, do that additionally. And I already play Balance at a high level as well. So I play both of those specs at above a 3k IO level. So I already know Balance and Feral well enough. And then I've included Unholy Assass, Affliction, and Shadow Priest as my true dot classes. Everything else, I think, yes, they might have dots, but they're not shaped around their dot the way, or their dots the way that these specific classes are. So those are my dot classes. So then the aim of this is when I've done each of those, I will then do a review of the best dot class in the game, in my opinion, or the best dot spec. Then finally, this is how I think I'm going to break down the classes in general. So I think for tanks, I'm going to do Prop Paladin and Vengeance Demon Hunter. The aim with Prop Paladin and Vengeance is that I think Rep Paladin and Holy Paladin are kind of meh to me anyway, but Prop Paladin sounds quite fun. I like the idea of being able to have a lot of control as a tank, and I feel like Prop Paladin has that with a lot of kicks and stuff, a lot of interrupts. And then Vengeance Demon Hunter, again, Vengeance or Havoc. I thought, how much, you know, does Havoc really gonna give me anything crazy that I can't find elsewhere? Probably not. But Vengeance could be really cool because right now there's like that threat issue, so that could be interesting to actually experience it from a tank perspective. I hate that threat issue, by the way. That bug is insane. But then also it has a lot of control again, so I can really like go into a dungeon and just control everything. And I think that could be really fun, like pugging through and trying to get high level, be high level at tanking. As Vengeance and Proc could just be fun. Healers, I chose Mistweaver and Resto Druid, question mark. The reason I chose these is because Mistweaver is probably the most fun healer spec in the game. It's also the least experience I have on any monk. I know Windwalker really well, I know Brewmaster really well. Mistweaver, the one I actually couldn't properly tell you. Soothing Mist? Cocoon? Chi-Ji? So I don't actually know like what the best sort of way to do things is with Mistweaver, so that'll be fun to learn. The last time I played it was BFA, and I played it very, like, I did like 2 or 3 dungeons on it, so not mega experience on Mistweaver, but it's really fun. Also, Resto Druid, because I know the other 3 Druid specs more than Resto Druid. The last time I played Resto was WoD, when I was a healer main. So yeah, I think Resto Druid makes the most sense. I already know Feral and Balance really well this season currently, and Guardian I know pretty well anyway. I mean, just Thrash. So I thought those would be more interesting tanks, and I thought these would be more interesting healers. I'm trying to do 2 of each tank, like 2 tanks, 2 healers, and then probably just the rest like free-for-all. So then, obviously, for DPS, I've had to go Unholy, I've had to go Assassination, I've had to go Affliction, I've had to go Shadow Priest for my dot challenge. That's also why I couldn't play any Healer Priest. Then I thought Mage, I thought Fire or Arcane would probably be my options. The reason I chose Fire is because I want to be the next I'm Fired Up, because he's my inspiration. I have a poster of him on my bedroom wall, and yeah, we're going to do big fire plays, you know? Then I chose Arms for Warrior, though I might play a little bit of Fury and just dabble between the two and maybe make like a comparison video or something. Then I chose Devvoker because the burst is insane and it looks kind of cool. Org's pretty lame. And Preservation, ugh, no, just doesn't even, I don't want to preserve anything, dude. That's like, isn't that like a gem or something? Preserve? I don't know. Then you have Elemental, because I know Enhance well, and I didn't want to heal on Resto, because I already have the other 2 healers. So I went Elemental, because it's cool to play some range, I don't really play much range, and I already know Enhance better, so this is like my least known thing. Then I chose Survival. Now, the reason, it's weird with Survival, because Survival I actually know really well. I already know the better build. I technically already have 180, that's like, it's like 6 something, like 620 or 630 item level. So it's not actually well geared, but I already know it. But I'm gonna do Survival because I think that it's really well designed right now. Like, it's really fun to play, and I feel like I want to showcase more of that to people because not a lot of people look at Survival. So it'd be cool to showcase that a little bit more. So that's the plan there. Now, with all of that being said and done, okay, Psy, so what are you going to play at the beginning of your challenge? Well, there it is. Unholy DK. Level 80. Thank you, Time Walking. Ready to go. I have leveled to 80 without playing Unholy at all. So we're going to start this challenge. I'm going to log in and we're going to learn it together, gamers. Hopefully this is a cool idea. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to this and some of the shenanigans that may happen across the way. If you want to catch it live, I'm live with WoW on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So you can come tune into the challenge on those days. You will still see some feral content, but you will see some Zero to Heroes as well. If you guys have any questions or comments or any ways that you think I could spice this challenge up and make it even more exciting and more interesting, let me know in the comments down below. Apart from that, hope to see you live. I will link to my VOD channel, so my live stream channel for YouTube. It's not here. It's a separate channel for my VODs, and I'll link that to you guys in the comments and in the description. So if you want to watch me doing it live, you'll be able to tune in. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Take care. See you in the challenge.